Yo, what's up? It's your boy Gabe.
And Shannon.
And you're watching the K Kingdom podcast. Guys, we're going to talk about it today. Family dynamics. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I guess a lot of people have been waiting for this type of topic and an episode. But yes, today we're talking about family dynamics, in-laws, kids, disrespect, boundaries, and how couples can protect their marriage while building a family or building their own household, really.
Yeah. It's a touchy tub deck.
Tub deck.
Sorry. That was funny.
It's a touchy tub deck. Yeah, good.
It's a touchy subject, but it's something that has to be spoken of, especially in today's day and age. A lot of boundaries can be crossed if you allow them. But today we're here to teach you how to kind of bring in the reins a little bit.
All right. I'll put the fine print or the small print. But this is not to start or cause separation within families. We're not attacking. This podcast is never meant to attack, but we're gonna talk about it.
You have to.
And if you feel conviction, fix yourself. There we go. Marriage creates a new family. This segment will be based off of Genesis 2, verse 24. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, here it is. Leave your father and your mother and to be joined with your spouse. That's what that verse is. I just summarized it.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
It's a mystery. It's a great mystery, but it is what it is.
As individuals, you're leaving what you know, what your entire life was.
Your comfort.
And you're creating something new.
Yeah. Right? And this is exactly why it's crucial to not live with someone who's not your spouse until marriage.
Right. That's important, crucial. Right? You can't test what marriage is going to be like because even that test that you're doing,
it's not a marriage.
It's one, it's not a marriage. Two, it's not what it'll actually be like.
No.
Right?
It can't be different. You know why? Because the devil doesn't mess with something that is not designed by God. If it's just a relationship, the devil's like, okay. Once a marriage and a covenant is solidified, he's like, no.
Because now you have a new sense of realization with everything.
It literally will open up your eyes.
You start changing up your life. Yeah. You don't do what you used to do anymore, right? You don't cuss people off, in traffic or whatever it is. You don't really go to parties no more. As a man, you have this new sense of responsibility of priesthood. Yeah. You take more charge spiritually, physically, everything that a marriage, entails with positivity, the enemy doesn't like.
No. Right? And this is why
he starts attacking it.
Exactly. And this is why marriage is not just a piece of paper, but we digress.
All right. No. Hook the turkey. I'm sick of that marriage is just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Conversation and talk, because it's not. Disrespectful to those who have
worked. Marriage is work.
Come on, yo.
Because if you go to school and you graduate and they just hand you a little piece of paper saying
your Bachelor of Science is just a piece of paper.
Just a piece of paper. Why do you need it to get into the field of choice?
Why? The medical students and doctors, they cry when they get selected. What is it that it's a day where they get placed? Is placement day or something?
Maybe, I don't know what it's called.
Right, but let's say medical students, they went to school for 6 years. They give you that diploma or that bachelor's, that master's. And you saw it's just a piece of paper.
Yeah. Go apply for a job now.
Okay. Simple. But yeah, marriage is not a piece of paper. Unhook the turkey. Let's also put an emphasis on how marriage creates a new primary family unit, right? Keyword, primary. Our primary family were, our parents, our siblings, and then everybody, or the extended family after that.
Yeah.
Once you get married, everybody gets pushed behind.
Yeah. And the thing is, that never meant that you're forgotten.
No.
It never meant that.
It unselfishly.
Yeah.
Right? There are these humans, or one human that was already there, gets into your life. And then there are these other humans that are created from you, from that life. that now take that position. You now become, or your family that were primary now becomes extended.
Yeah.
And then your extended family gets extra extended, right? And that's just how it has to be.
It has to be.
Right? If you make that decision to start a family, right? You wanna build a legacy, leave it the right way. That's the way, that's the path, that's how it has to be. Especially if you want to do it with a kingdom mind.
Yeah.
Right? You can't bypass it. You can't avoid it. There will be mistakes that will be made.
Of course.
But eventually you'll get on the right path and you'll realize it. There are many testimonies, like even within ourselves. We didn't have the brightest past or the cleanest pathway, right? But we changed after we got married, or not even after we got married, after we decided this is what we want to do.
Yeah.
There's a whole mind shift that happens when you step in authority and when you decide, hey, this is the path for us.
But that's the thing. You said, like, when you know that that's what you want, the mindset has to shift. It can't just maybe shift, it has to shift. You know what I mean? So once you're in that, now you're like, okay, this is the person that I know I want to spend my life with. And when that day comes, it's all or nothing.
Speaking of shifting, let's also talk about loyalty. Loyalty is a huge thing.
Yeah.
In the Black community, or the African, Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your loyalty has to automatically go to your spouse. Yeah. It cannot remain with your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers. It cannot. It just cannot. Because now when conflict arises, who am I running to? Oh, mom, guess what just happened? Oh, dad, guess what just happened? When my loyalty should automatically have shifted to you. When I said, I do. And when they pronounced you as husband and wife, everything else, it's kind of like I don't mean this as like a eerie type of thing, but like, it's kind of like you're on a glass floor and the barrier of the glass floor now breaks, and you're now in this place where it's just you and your spouse. Everyone else is at the altar and everything, but you and your spouse are just there now. And there's no one else around but your spouse and God. And now my loyalty is now like, there's nothing that can or should break this. And families should understand, need to understand, have to understand.
And they don't really have a choice.
You can't.
One, if you have proper beliefs and morals, and you believe in what the married couple is doing, you will take a step back.
Yeah.
All the way back.
Right? Kind of like, I see you, fly, little bird.
Go do your thing.
But that's how it should be, though. And the thing is, it's not always going to be supportive, and that's sad. But the support should be like, okay, I'm seeing you as little birds. Now fly. It shouldn't be like, I see you as little birds. I'm going to keep you in my nest until I think you're ready to be released. But the Bible says that this is why a man leaves his mother and father. It doesn't say this is why he stays and then figures it out. That's confusing. It's literally plain and simple. Leave and cleave. Yeah.
So let's have some discussions with our audience or the people watching. Why do some people struggle to emotionally leave their parents? Let's talk about it.
I know for me, if I can share my experience, it was a bit hard because that's all I knew for the last 29 years that I lived with them. I never lived with anyone else before. So coming into the fact, like, even when I was moving my stuff out, I'm like, where am I going? You know what I mean? It was hard for me because I want to say, like, my family and I are pretty close, really close. So it was like, how am I gonna not see them every morning, come downstairs, smell the smell of my mom's cooking and all of that, and now be with this man that I yearned for this moment, yearned for this day. And I'm like, how am I gonna do this? But you also have to know who you're marrying. Because for you, you made it so comfortable for me. You never ever pressured me to be like, okay, but you gotta stop that. You're a big girl. You gotta quit that foolishness and all that stuff. You really made me feel comfortable. You were like, if at any point you want to just go and just, just be with them for the day, or, we even had a code word. Like when I felt like my emotions were rising up, you gave me my time. It was never you better stop this now. Like, it wasn't like
you're here and you're here to stay.
Yeah, it wasn't, because then I would have been like, Yeah, but I'm now scared of you. But you have to know who you're marrying.
Yeah.
And I thank God that for me, I had a supportive spouse from the jump. From the very beginning, you were always supportive. And that made me not want to go. I'm like, okay, you're making me feel safe, so I don't need to. But it is hard when you have that, I guess, relationship with your, it depends, I guess, on the relationship, but I can say that's probably why.
And to add on to that, what also helped is that we were engaged for 3 years. Right. So I guess that was our test. But the thing is, we weren't living together.
No.
Right. We just had to, I guess, ask the questions and believe in, and I guess we had to know and have faith in what we were doing. Right. We're like, hey, like this is the path that we want to do and make. Right. So we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Right. You have to tell yourself that. Well, for me, if I want to talk about it, it was a big struggle for me to, emotionally leave my family, right? Pre-wedding and post-wedding, right? Back end story quick, it wasn't pretty, right? No. It wasn't pretty at all. But to God get the glory within everything. But it was hard for me to let go because again, it was all that I knew, and I was just pretty supportive. The thing is, I also kind of understood where they were coming from, but it just wasn't my purpose anymore. And that's one thing that you have to understand is when you make that step, you'll also figure out your purpose.
And that's where also the loyalty shifts comes from. It's like, now my purpose is my wife. And please hear me when I say this. I'm not saying like your whole purpose is to be a husband or your whole purpose is to be a wife, because that's not what I'm saying. But in a marriage, your purpose is to be a husband or a wife.
All right. So next segment will be in-laws, dynamics, and family pressure.
Yeah.
Right. It also kind of ties into, what we were just talking about for the last 5 minutes. But common challenges within a marriage and, the in-law dynamic is in-laws giving unwanted advice, right? How many of you guys have had that situation?
Put a finger up.
Right? It is what it is. And there is also, family members criticizing your spouse, right? This is for messy situations.
Very messy, right? And it's very dangerous.
And again, each family has their own situations. But, if this is for you, watch it, like, subscribe. I said it.
Subscribe, honey.
There's cultural and family expectations and family interfering with marital decisions. That's a big thing.
That is wrong.
The number one thing that I know majority of newlyweds or two-lyweds or three-lyweds, right? That's per year.
Okay.
When are the kids coming? Everybody hates that question.
Yeah, because that's very sensitive. Can I just say my little piece for that? Stop asking people when they're having kids. Thank you. Thanks.
Please. And it's not just for the women. It's for the men as well.
Stop.
Right?
Stop.
Like whether...
Stop it. Okay? Thank you. That we did.
There you go. There it is. But yeah, like even for men, for the couple, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them spiritually or medically. The couple wants to enjoy themselves.
Do you know what personal mess is, or personal, like, do you know what being personal means? It means that you and your spouse have made this decision in the confines of your home on a date, like on vacation. You're like, you know what? Maybe we should wait to have kids. But that was their decision. Their decision. No one else should ever. It irks me so much.
We make jokes about it in wedding speeches. Oh, like I'm waiting for my, for my nephew and niece or for my grandchildren. You guys, go about it fast and fast. At the end of the day, if 3 years before our marriage, when we got engaged, or even when we decided that we were going to get married before we got engaged, we decided, hey, we're going to have this X amount of kids here. Let's plan for it and let's stick to it. It'll actually happen because that's what we did.
Yeah.
So yeah, all in all, you can, make the jokes, make the people laugh at the wedding. It's okay. The couple have already made up their minds.
And it's their decision. Oh my God.
Like they've made up their minds. And
it's not even just with the kids. That's like a big thing. But it's things like, when are you guys going to purchase a home? Or like, what else can I say?
When you're going to get a new job? Or when are you going to get a bigger car? Right? It's two of you. Why am I getting a minivan now?
Even if the advice is coming
Smart
from
and coming from a place of love as well.
You gotta be very cautious on how you even delivery. But it's a thing where you don't need to ask. You really don't need to ask. I'm the type of person, like, and this is just me, I don't ask personal questions unless you share it with me, or we're talking about it and it's kind of like slipped in there. I'm never gonna ask. Yeah. One thing about me, I'm never gonna ask. Until you tell me, I'm never gonna ask.
But sorry, code switch. But yeah, that's also, it's when you don't mind your business.
And that
you
see people live.
Code switch.
See people business, I leave it alone.
Code switch.
Hallelujah.
Code switch. It's just that my version doesn't.
Well, on Panya It's not even the same. Sorry. Wow.
But yeah, how do you handle family opinions about your marriage, or how can you?
Can I hide behind the mic when I do this?
No. But yes, how can you advise the people watching on how to handle family opinions about your marriage or their marriage? English.
I won't say like be rude and just like dismiss it. You can listen to it. For sure. You can definitely listen to it. But I'm someone who's always gonna bring it to God. Thank you, but I'll talk to my Father first. Because again, sometimes they just mean well, but it's not always the season for it, or it's just not the time, or it's just not what they want. It's not what I want. It's not what he wants. It's not what God wants. Most importantly, sometimes people can say things and it's not aligned with the purpose that God has for you, even if it looks good in a picture.
It's just aligned with the economy.
And God is like, but what did I tell you? So be so cautious, tread super lightly, take everything with the smallest grain of salt, because you don't want to just say, you know what, you're right. And then now that's warranted more opinions. And you can also just shut it down and be like, I respect you, but personally, this is not what my husband and I agreed on. We have something different planned. The Lord has something different planned for us, and we're just not going to go this way. And the thing is, sometimes, hear me, sometimes I want to say people can take this kind of approach as rude, even if you're talking in the most polite way. But you have to stand your ground, even if it's politely. I like to always say, kill him with kindness and just smile. Because then people will be perplexed. What do you mean? But I told you to do this. But that's not what God said. Sorry.
And literally, you just have to stick to your word. Let your yes be yes, and Absolutely. Let your no be no. That's in the Bible.
And be firm. Like, let your yes be yes firmly, and let your no be firm noli.
Yeah, because once you no, it's hilarious. Because once you are within the middle, you're not firm in your decision and all that. But the enemy also sees that, and there is an opportunity for him to start making you overthink. Or your in-laws or whoever else overthink as well, and try to push and pull, because that's what happens.
Because now the enemy sees that, oh, this is an open door, that I can use this in-law. And the thing is, the in-law, I'm not saying the in-law is demonic or anything. I'm just saying he can use the in-laws like perplexity to be like, oh, I'm not taking that answer. I'm gonna push, and you're gonna that no didn't sound so firm. Like she didn't sound sure. He didn't sound sure. So I'm gonna push even more, and to the point where you might break and now give in.
Right. Or you push back in the flesh.
Because you can be also, because we're human. And there's times when I have come to my wits' end and I'm like, no, and it's not always okay. But sometimes the enemy is provoking and he'll use anything to pull you out of the character that God has snatched you away from. And that's not to say that God's power is not supreme. You know what I'm saying? There's just sometimes where it's like, okay, like my flesh is starting to rise. Like, why are you doing this type of thing? But stand firm in your answer. Stand firm in what you and your spouse are standing on.
And that's why it's also important for a spouse.
Sprouse is a
Sprouse. Yeah, Brussels sprouts.
Sprout.
That's why it's important for spouses.
Okay, sprouses.
Spouses to protect each other.
You want to say that again?
That's why it's important for spouses to protect each other.
Yes. You protect me, I protect you. My heart protects your heart, and your heart protects. Don't touch me.
I had a joke.
I know what you were going to do.
What was I going to do?
We're on camera.
Oh, come on. No. Okay, yes. But on all, your spouse should feel defended by you.
At all times.
At all times.
At all times.
Right? As a man, you are the shield. You are the wall, and not the wall of Jericho because it eventually fell down. You are the wall of China.
Okay.
Right? And you, again, let your yes be in the yes and let your no be no to everyone and anyone.
Yeah.
And God sees that honor and he rewards it.
Yeah. Yeah.
At all times.
Especially for men.
Right.
You don't want your prayers to be hindered.
Yes.
That's
true.
That's biblical. I believe it's in 2 Peter, or we'll put it here.
Yeah.
But honor your wives so your prayers don't become hindered. Okay? Thank you.
All right, let's keep the ball rolling and talk about something that, hurts couples, newlyweds, but it's what happens when a family crosses the line and how we deal with disrespect and choosing your path to get out of that, I guess, that line or whatever.
Yeah, so there's constant criticism of your spouse. That is hurtful. It hurts. It hurts to the point where you're like, did I do the right thing? Am I here like in vain? And sometimes it might come to a point where you don't even know if you can go to your spouse, which it shouldn't. Like, you should always feel comfortable. And this is why it goes back to the previous segment where we were talking about defending your spouse. You have to. If you don't know that your in-laws are criticizing your spouse and your spouse comes to you with this, you should always go. You should always be like, nah, I'm putting an end to this. I'm putting an end to this because your heart is my heart. And if you're hurting, I'm hurting. And no one should hurt my heart, So yeah, man, it hurts.
Yeah. Right, because when gossip or comparison starts coming in play, that's detrimental and destructive, and all of the destructive synonyms, antonyms, evernyms.
Onomatopoeia.
It's not acceptable. No. Right? Ignoring boundaries.
Oh, that's a
big one. Not acceptable as well. When a family or extended family disrespects your spouse, you can't feel bad about what's going to happen after, right? Because first and foremost, you defend, right? It doesn't matter. You have the ring on your finger, you sealed it with God, you sealed it with the state or the court, you defend, right? That's what... But look at how us as Christians, we defend a God with, like against everybody, right? If we don't do that within our marriage, what makes you think that God says, oh yeah, but the way that you defend me is fine?
Because we go back to it, we're representations. A marriage is a representation of a relationship with the Father. How you treat your spouse it should be a reflection of how you honor God.
Yeah.
It's all about honor. It's all about honor. If I go around saying, yeah, Gabe this, Gabe that. Yeah, and like, yeah, it's my husband, but like, I don't like when he does this, I don't like when he does that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm accepting that criticism from other people. We're all like, laughing about it. God is looking at me like, girl, you're a hypocrite. Like, what are you doing? Honor, honor, honor. It all goes back to honor. Like, I'm always gonna be down for you. Like, that meme that says, that's my man, I'm gonna stick by him. I am. Like,
I was thinking of, I'll be down for you. I'll be the one you need.
I don't know it, man.
You didn't watch TV.
I watched Disney Channel. What you didn't watch.
But let's talk about handling disrespect or situations like that without escalating conflict, right? Number one, you address it, of course, without disrespect the other party. Don't add more fuel to the fire. Just gather your side, step in front, and be like, hey, that's not cool, and you're out, right?
So let's talk about also when culture comes into play, where it's like, we can do that, that's all good and all, but if they're not hearing that and it escalates, how do we now diffuse that? Because not only are you disrespecting me, you're now disrespecting what we've built. Culture or no culture, you know, and I want to say something that may be controversial.
Controversial?
Did I say controversial?
You said honcho-versal.
Versal?
Controversial?
Controversial?
Controversial.
I don't know.
Controversial. That might stir up the pot.
That might, you know, ruffle some feathers. But it doesn't matter what culture you marry into. Your spouse is your spouse. You're not marrying their culture. You're not. And that's something everyone can like maybe argue with yourselves, but you're not marrying their culture. It's something that's implemented no matter what. And when an in-law comes in and feels that your spouse is now taking you away from this, and how you defend your spouse is disrespecting a culture, it makes no sense. It makes no sense,
right?
And this is why I get irritated.
If you mask humanity with culture, there's a problem. Get your priorities right.
Because there's also something called common sense.
Right. But if that culture issue still becomes an issue, use the word. I don't want to misquote, but there's a verse saying, you know, if it talks about a sinner, right? If the sinner keeps on repeating, like, you know, within the church, right? You know, you gather up a council, you know, go to someone for, you know, for help so that the person can talk to them. And if that person doesn't listen, you go to the church.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
And then at the end, if it doesn't work, basically kick that person out. Right? Sorry for misquoting. I'm going to put it in the lower thirds. But if what you say doesn't go to their ears, bring somebody in.
A trustworthy, maybe even a non-biased person.
Non-biased that understands.
Not another family member.
You bring somebody that understands both sides, right?
Yeah.
That understands, and not like both sides. Well, yeah, both sides of the family, but that understands the purpose of marriage, and that also understands
that
the culture. Right? Speak to whoever has the issue. That doesn't work. You have nothing to lose.
Because like a lot of times, the spouse, the couple, they're happy.
That's
and
the funniest part.
Is just messing things up. It's literally just interfering with their happiness, all because your opinions want to be heard.
And the thing is, even if either spouse did something wrong, they're already going to be corrected at home, in private, in respect. They're going to be understood and heard, and the issue is going to be fixed.
Yeah.
It's just everybody on the outside that's still dealing with their mess, and they have no idea that, hey, we fixed that 2 months ago.
We're good.
Right?
That's why we're on vacation.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why we're thriving.
Right.
We're chilling. Meanwhile, you guys are all pressed.
All right. And let's also remember to set healthy boundaries, right? Healthy boundaries look like not sharing every marital issue.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Not allowing parents to make decisions for your home, right? And protecting privacy in your marriage.
Yeah. I'm big on that.
Big.
I'm big on that.
Get those 3 things down, right? You'll still have issues with everybody else, but you'll be fine and you'll be happy in your marriage.
Again, it looks like disrespect to everyone.
Right? And it doesn't matter what culture is.
It literally looks like disrespect to the world.
It doesn't matter if you are German and you married Swedish.
Listen, I'm watching. I'm watching I'm watching this series called Call the Midwife, and it's, if you know it, you know it. And I'm seeing a lot of like, because it's about obviously mothers and babies and having babies, and I see a lot of just dynamics in a marriage, and like mother-in-laws just dogging on the spouse or the husband, and it's just a lot. And I'm like, this show is basically based out of like the 1950s to like the 70s, and I'm like, if that was happening then, what makes you think it's not going to happen now? Right. So it really doesn't matter, like the generation, the culture, the custom, it doesn't matter. This stuff happens globally. But if you can prevent it.
Boundaries are not disrespect.
No,
they're just boundaries.
Like, they're just boundaries. If someone says, don't touch my kid, don't touch my kid. That's not disrespect. Don't touch my kid.
Right. Or don't touch my sandwich. And you touch my sandwich?
We'll talk later. It's okay.
Later. Let's talk about choosing your path after all of that happens. Every couple eventually faces this question. Do we follow family expectations, or do we go the direction that we believe is right for our household? Let's see different examples. Parenting choices. That's the huge thing. Do we beat or do we not beat? Do we time out or do we not time out? Do we do cloth diapers or do we do Pampers? Financial decisions, right? Lifestyle choices, and also spiritual direction in your home.
Yeah, we follow God over here. No, because some spouses, like us, we come from a Christian kingdom mindset. There's interreligious? I don't know.
Interreligious.
I don't know. Intermarital. I forgot what it's called. It's in the Bible too. Like when the Lord was telling the Israelites not to marry certain religions or certain people. Intermarriage. Is it intermarriage? I don't know. But there's marriages that are like dual like that. Like biracial, but not biracial, but like bireligious.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not a word.
No.
Not a concept. There's too many bloopers. That's not my eyes hurting.
Oh my days. Repeat that entire sentence again without the biracial.
By marriage. Yeah, because there are some marriages that they consist of two different religions, right? Well, you know what? It's more so like, say I was from Islam and you're a Christian, and say like now my in-laws are like, why did you go and marry her and this and that and this and that. It's always, I don't agree with it, but it's always gonna end up being the conviction of the other spouse, not from the pressure of the family.
No,
because that just makes it worse. And now I'm running away from what you guys are proclaiming, even though I may know it's right, but because you never want to, sometimes you don't want to do things that people tell you, especially when you're already on the verge of doing it. And especially if the person is being disrespectful while doing it, right? So
hook the turkey. Guys, don't get married to run away from problems like within your family or whatever. Get married to get married and to do it right. Because if you don't deal with it, it will still follow you, right? So marriage is not an escape plan. Unhook.
That was coming from your chest.
I have a big chest now.
Yeah, you're working out. That's good. I don't like working out.
Yeah, just make sure that every decision that you make within a marriage, first of all, it involves you two. And you always have to make the right decision for the direction of your household.
That's true.
Right? It's a struggle. You'll fight about it, right? Make sure it's a healthy fight and make sure that you choose the one that is right for your household.
Yeah, always.
Right? You want peace with your wife or with your husband first before everybody else. And that's just how it has to be. All right, and last but not least, kids.
We love them.
We love them.
We love them.
But kids can change the family dynamic. Children introduce new pressures, less time with the couple, parenting disagreements, family opinions about how to raise kids, and also balancing marriage and parenthood in general. Everyone becomes a parenting expert, including those that aren't parents.
Yeah.
Siblings. It's really important to, one, take everything with grace because, it takes a lot to be the bigger person and be spoken down on, and you just breathe, right? It takes a lot. But it's also important to have your ear open and take what's good and reject what's bad, right? Based on what you have already decided with your spouse.
This is just a little tidbit, but also like coming from the in-law side, when you and your spouse find out that you're now expecting, be very wise on what you take in, because you guys are sharing this beautiful moment, this humongous change that's gonna now impact your marriage, the thing that you've known for however long you guys were married for, and now you're already dealing with that. So the opinions of like, oh, when the baby comes, make sure you do this, or make sure you tell her to do this while she's pregnant, and it's already a very stressful time. Pregnancy is very delicate, and the opinions of everyone it's not always solicited. Like it's very unsolicited advice, and it's just like, okay, but I'm carrying this baby. I'm not saying like I don't want to hear what you're saying, but let me just carry in peace. Especially for a first pregnancy, just let the mom carry in peace. Mother-in-laws, I know you love your sons. You just want what's best for your sons. From my end, or a wife's end, I can say like, it's always different because I'm not the mom's child, right? I'm my mother's child, so I'm not the mom's daughter. So it's always different, always different in that dynamic. Like, this is my son, like I want what's best for my son. And I understand that I have a son. I always want what's best for him. But you want to be so delicate when you're now dealing with someone else's daughter and she's also bringing forth life. Your opinion.
Yeah. Remember, you are now extended. So if you think,
and I'm growing my primary, right.
So if you like, if I'm not gonna listen to the advice of my third cousin, come on, read the room.
Yeah,
right.
It's just very delicate and we have to.
And if it's something that the couple doesn't see or realize, and it is important, delivery.
Yeah, always.
Always to bring it up. Right?
Don't make anyone feel bad. Don't even make your son feel bad. Don't make your daughter-in-law feel bad, and vice versa. Don't make anyone feel bad because it's just not the time for it. It's never the time for it. And when baby comes, if you make the decision not to have visitors, not to have anyone kiss the baby, not to have anyone hold the baby, you have to respect. And I'm not saying this, I'm just really saying this because it happens a lot. You really have to respect the couple's wishes. You have to.
It doesn't matter the relationship before the baby, before the marriage, after the marriage and all that. It doesn't matter. There's new life that's about to come in 3 hours. In 3 hours,
even if that's not what even if that's not the decision you guys made at the beginning of pregnancy. Say you're like in the delivery room, in the delivery room, you're having all these contractions. You're like, you know what? I don't want anyone at the house, and you're like, okay, breathe. Got it. But that's the decision that you guys now made.
I locked it out.
Yeah, that's literally the decision. Like you and I had this decision, and it's final.
It's final. And if we decide to change it, we decide to change it,
and that's final. Right. Everything we say, it's a covenant. It's unbreakable. And when you sign something, you can't just scale back. You can't. We signed at the wedding. Like, you can't. It's literally signed, sealed, and delivered. Completed.
And yes, no.
But it's like that. And that may have been a bit like out there, like saying all that, but these are the things that happen. They happen.
And the thing is, an important principle is that kids should not also replace the marriage.
No. Some people like basically kind of now, and I'm not saying this as a gross way. I'm not saying that like immature. Some people now marry their children. They take that, but we had our time. Like,
you're right.
Especially if they're young, we had our time. When they get older, now we'll have time. No.
Like, here's my view. The whole, I'm from the perspective of the women. I'm serving the children first. I'm serving my husband first. In our household, who's paying attention first? It eats, right? And here's the thing: when I'm cooking, right, I make different stuff for the kids or whoever. I pay attention to whoever is just ready to eat.
Usually rhythm.
So the kid ate first, right? Do what's good for your household.
Also, that's another thing. Like, also set boundaries where like don't let the world dictate how you run your household. And we talk about this a lot in different things, but don't let the world dictate what you guys do at home. You may see, I'm not serving my man first. If my kids are hungry, they're gonna eat. Me personally, I serve him first because he's first in my life, and I love this guy so much. I'm joking, but like, he's first in my life, and that doesn't mean the kids won't eat. They'll eat. We eat
literally 3 seconds or 5 seconds after.
I just love to be able to serve him. And that's no one else's business. Your kids are hungry. I know they are. I know. I'm their mother. I know they are. My husband's also hungry. He's not a baby. It's not saying he can't do it himself, but I am under submission. And I'm like, okay, he came first. When it was just us two, I didn't wait and say, who am I going to serve? Who should eat? Right? I served him first. There's definitely situations where the kids will eat first. They're having noodles or mac and cheese, whatever, But like, if I'm like breaking my back and cooking and like, you know, like I'm rushing the kids out the kitchen because I want to present something nice to him. You know, this morning's breakfast was a write off. Yo,
It's funny.
we bless the Lord.
Yeah.
But if I'm breaking my back and like there's like different meats, different like there's salad. This guy loves salad. If there's a salad portion, I'm like, God, I can't wait to present him his plate and stuff. You know, I get excited to do that, you know, because this is the decision that I'm making for my household in that moment. You know, it's not about, but like, what did this person say about should your kids eat first? About mina business.
Literally.
Right. And the thing is, mina business.
The kids see that interaction and those decisions also being made. So it'll stick in their heads and they'll follow it. They'll remember that, right? And when you do those decisions in a marriage, your marriage is strong.
Yeah.
Right? And it makes the children secure.
Yeah.
But yeah, to close up, families and family dynamics are just different all over the place. But family can bring blessings, pressure, and conflict.
Yeah, man.
But when couples stay united and set boundaries, protect their marriage, and raise children with purpose, they can build a lasting family legacy.
And that's what we want.
Right? All right. So we're going to ask, the audience or the viewers, be honest. What's harder in your marriage or in a marriage? Dealing with in-laws or raising kids? Right? Write it down in the comments. And again, we're here for conversations. Reach out to us, whatever you want to do. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, where we're there. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
And yeah, keep building your marriage and your family because that's all that matters.
It's all that matters.
We love you so much and thank you so much for watching.
It's been Gabe. Well, it's your boy Gabe.
And it's always been Shannon.
And we're out. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Peace.